if they had offered a spot or two or three to a few champions at the boys and girl champs, at least one boy, one girl, then you would have seen the overflow coming from champs into the Grand Slam, especially with them going there to support a student, a high school student, a junior champion going up against Olympic grade champion, world championship grade champions. And the crowd would have been out. They would have to give away a lot more tickets as well. It's the inaugural, it's the first. Grand Slam didn't have a audience, now it does. And a lot of people don't know what it is, now they do. The next one should be good. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Rat Narrative, where it's okay to be curious. Like and share and subscribe and drop your comments down below. But we're still talking about Grand Slam. Michael Johnson, the commissioner of the Grand Slam track, he said that Kingston was a success. He said that Kingston was definitely a success. The image he had in his mind, the ideas, he put it out there on the track for the fans and even the athletes. They were surprised. Even athletes now are saying that they consider the Grand Slam to be a bigger event than some of the world meets. You know, one weekend, two races, $100,000 for the first prize, $10,000 plus $2,000 for the appearance fee for the last place finisher. A Diamond League last place finisher would get $1,000, $1,000 US. So you can see why the athletes would be enthusiastic about it. Now the fans, they were a different thing, right? He said that he believed that the crowd, the only thing that was disappointing would have been the crowd. He would have loved to have a better turnout. Now, do you guys have any idea why the turnout wasn't as good and what they could have done differently? Personally, I don't believe that Grand Slam track have or had an audience. It now does. After the first Grand Slam and we saw what is possible and what it's capable of, I do believe that Grand Slam track now have an audience. That's one of the problem with the first one in Jamaica. No, they were hoping to get a runoff from that track, from that champs fever. The problem is that I do not believe that Grand Slam track was marketed properly in Jamaica. This is one way how they could have marketed Grand Slam track in Jamaica for it to be a success of sorts, right? If you wanted to get that track, that champs crowd, this is one way how you could have done it. They could have been advertising it throughout the championship, the boys and girls championship, right? They could have been advertising it continuously, and also they could have given an incentive to the at least 2 or 3 athletes to be a challenger in Grand Slam. Let's say, for example, the class 1 100 meter, well, the class 1 100 meter or 110 hurdle champion going up against the field as a challenger. This would have pulled a champs crowd. What do you guys think? Do you think it would have pulled a champs crowd? Put just a reasonable set of guys, right? We know that the 100 meter high schooler may not be able to challenge the 100 meter professional, but let's say you gave the hurdle guy an opportunity, especially since hurdles, it comes down to execution, and even the best on the day can lose. We have seen it over and over. That would have pulled a crowd because you would have been advertising this continuously throughout the championship, giving athletes an incentive to do well, to get a challenger's spot, and giving the crowd something to look forward to. So champs would have continued into Grand Slam track. How do you feel about that one? Do you think that would have worked? Also, I saw where Bruce James was in the crowd on the final day. We haven't seen any MVP athletes in the Grand Slam track, but we saw Bruce James there, excited, giving his perspective, and it was quite favorable. So I believe that seeing that Bruce James was in the crowd is signaling that we could see some new challengers coming in, because the racers, they have already cemented their spot. They have already earned their spot. They signed a contract. They have a retainer fee, appearance fee, all of that throughout the championship. So those guys who got approached as a racer, they're making money, even in their sleep, right? But I think new challengers will be coming in, that as explained by Michael Johnson. He explained that the challengers will be coming in. They are getting calls. The director of racing is getting phone calls. And with Bruce James in the stadium, I'm sure that he would be looking to put even one of his not so elite athlete what is there to lose. The last place finisher will get $10,000 and a $2,000 appearance fee. There's nothing to lose. The clubs, we saw that Racers is on board. We saw that Akeem Blake was there. Whatever club he's a part of is on board. MVP was not on board. MVP is one of the most exciting and entertaining track club in Jamaica. We saw where even call out Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles was one of those who was more against the idea of Grand Slam track, but with Kenny Benerick looking for smoke and being the champion in the inaugural Grand Slam, Kenny Benerick is calling all comers. He's saying, come on out. I'm tired of being called the silver medalist, the Olympic silver medalist. Come on out. I'm tired of it. Come for the smoke. And he's saying that he agree with Kenny Benerick. He want the guys to show up, represent, and take the smoke, because you have reputation to put on the line, money to put on the line, early events in the track and field season where there's just so much money to be made for the athletes, so much reputation to build. And even if you have athletes who are not the most elite, it will continue to be entertaining because all athletes are laying it out there on the line. I don't know if you guys noticed that one athlete won the overall slam with 18 points. The number one, if you win one of the two, then you would have gotten 12 points. And the second place get 8. Now, 12 plus 8 is 20. This suggests that the athlete either got first place and third place, or he got second place and third place. This is how competitive this track and field thing is. This is how competitive Grand Slam is. You cannot win. If you don't win both races, you are not guaranteed the victory. You are not guaranteed the $100,000. But there are athletes who will never ever see $100,000 throughout their entire career. We have seen it. We have done the maths. A lot of athletes would have gone to the World Championship, Olympics, Diamond League, and all of that. And all they have to show for it is a lifelong training schedule and injuries. I believe Asafa Powell would have loved Grand Slam. He was there in the tracks. I can just imagine how he wanted to just brush off his shoes and, get hype and go back out there. But this is another opinion that I have. I believe that if they were able to put together a Masters League for Grand Slam, just one or two, just let's say one race, winner take all, in Grand Slam, bringing back the Justin Gatlin, the Asafa Powell, if Usain Bolt is up to it. We saw that Nesta Carter had been in good shape. Tyson Gay, those veterans, and some of the more recent veterans as well. I don't know if they would put Johan Blake in there. He would be smoking everybody, allegedly. But what do you feel about that one? My opinion is that track and field, Grand Slam track was not marketed exceptionally well in Jamaica. It was marketed around the world, but not in Jamaica. They were hoping to get that track overflow, that champs overflow, but if they had marketed it during champs, give the patrons, those people who were attending the champs, an incentive to be there, then they would have been there. If they had offered a spot or two or three to a few champions at the boys and girl champs, or at least one boy, one girl, then you would have seen the overflow coming from champs into the Grand Slam, especially with them going there to support a student, a high school student, a junior champion going up against Olympic grade champion, World Championship grade champions. And the crowd would have been out. They would have to give away a lot more tickets as well. It's the inaugural, it's the first. Grand Slam didn't have an audience, now it does. And a lot of people don't know what it is, now they do. The next one should be good. The audience, even if the crowd is not good, the television audience will be good. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. How you feel about Grand Slam champs? How you feel about Grand Slam track? And do you believe that there's an opportunity for Jamaica to get a second one, especially with all the countries bidding or the cities bidding to get Grand Slam track? We can expect countries other than the US and Jamaica in the future to get Grand Slam track. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Rewrite Narrative. Like, share, and subscribe.